All right, ladies and gentlemen and kiddies, thanks to TVS Philippines. And today, I'm at this barangay Kabayanan here in San Juan City, Philippines. And today, I will be taste testing one of my favorite motorcycles. It's the TVS XL100. This is the premium model, or they call it in India the iTouch edition. So before we proceed, ergonomics check. I'm 6'3", 200 to 220 pounds, with a 35-inch overall inseam and a size 13 foot. And here we go. Can't you believe a motorcycle that is cheaper than most smartphones? In the Philippines, this bike costs 37,000 pesos. And I'm so excited to ride this bike. So, here you go, India's heavy-duty motorcycle, the XL100. And first impressions, it handles like a scooter, but they said it's not a CVT. First impressions, I'm very roomy in this bike. It feels so light. The front brakes has a very progressive feel, easy to modulate, but there's a little bit of a mush in it. The transmission is almost instantaneous compared to some CVT scooters. It doesn't whine and stuff. The suspension is stiff because this bike is so light. You can even, if you're fit enough, you can carry this bike on your own. The rear brakes is very powerful though. This one has a 1-speed transmission, variable gear transmission, and the tires on this thing has a larger diameter than some scooters. It's on par to some underbones. The pegs are very well dampened. The rubber padding helps the vibrations on this bike. So simple bike. I like it. If you can see my smile right now, I'm smiling from ear to ear right now because this bike is so fun. See, the throttle is very smooth, and since this is a 1-speed transmission, engine braking in this bike is almost non-existent. And of course, as far as I experienced earlier, the tires, especially on wet like right now, it doesn't have that much adhesion on slippery surfaces like metal or some painted surfaces in the street. You better be careful. I recommend to upgrade its tires. So linear, oh my gosh, so fun. The primary uses on this bike basically carry heavy loads like big 5-gallon water bottles, some delivery courier service like Lala Moves, Grab, or Grab food delivery or Postmates. It takes a little bit time for it to wind up, but once it gets there, it gets there. You just have to be very patient if you've been riding a higher displacement motorcycles that are above 300 cc's. One technique that you have to imply on this bike is that you gotta have some rhythm. You gotta build some momentum on this motorcycle. So this premium model is a step up compared to the XL100 heavy duty, they call it. Right now I'm cruising at 40 kilometers an hour, and it's very nice, very easy to ride. I can feel some vibrations on my seat, minimal on my pegs, and almost non-existent on my handlebar. So while we're waiting here, I can show you the switchgear compared to the base model heavy duty. This premium model has some good touches. If you can see, it shares the same gauge, it shares the same forks, everything, other than this one has an LED light right here. There you go. And unlike the heavy duty model is only Kickstarter. Here you go. I'll try to start this in Kickstarter style instead of push button start. The iTouch / premium model has this little thing, the starter button. Also, you have a USB port for you to charge your phone. This is only exclusive to the iTouch or the premium model. Also, I think this is the assist for the kickstart, I think. Yeah. Let me try to kickstart it. Put it right here. So we'll we'll try its Kickstarter ability. So I think you have to pull this to make the Kickstarter. There you go. That's how the Kickstarter work. Let's do it again. Let's do it again. I never kickstarted a bike before. So let's do it. This is the kickstart assist. You pull that and there you go. That's how you kickstart a bike. You better kick it really hard. See, the pegs is really sticking out. See, there's no pedals that you have to press. Everything is dependent on the levers, like your rear brakes and front brakes. The engine sounds nice too. Let me do some U-turn. It's easy to make a U-turn on this bike. Let's check its maneuverability. It's very sensitive. You just have to swing your hips. Whoa! It's a little top heavy. And this one doesn't have side mirrors. I just realized that. For some reason, the front fork is kind of loose, as you can see. But for this price point, it doesn't matter. This bike is awesome. 37,000 pesos. You can't argue. You have no excuse to have not to have a motorcycle. Sure, this is a hybrid scooter motorcycle thing, but who cares? This is not a slow ass electric bike. This is a real motorcycle. Gas powered, one cylinder, everything. And you can full talk if you're going max speed, but there's no way in hell. Yep, this bike is really top heavy. You better be careful when you lean this bike. And the good thing about this bike too, you don't have to worry about shifting and everything. It's like a scooter. Although there's no engine brake. Yeah, one thing I gotta ask about the tires, the XL100, they're low rolling resistance tires. So you better be careful on certain surfaces, and you gotta be very careful when you lean that bike, because that bike doesn't have traction at all. And another thing about the XL100 too is that if you're gonna upgrade something on this bike, the first thing that you need to upgrade is its tires. That's the number one thing. Of course, for me, in my mentality, I don't upgrade till something gets broken or needs to be replaced. At least I have a background. When I was 8 to 11 years old, I've been riding a Yamaha Riva Raz. You can check one of my archive videos on my playlist. You can see my explanation on my first ever two-wheeled motorcycle. I know it's a 50cc scooter, but the feeling is similar to this. It doesn't have engine brake, but unlike a traditional scooter, this bike doesn't take time to wind up to pick up speed. This one is a little bit more instantaneous compared to a traditional scooter. In fact, this bike picks up speed faster than the Yamaha Aerox. I bike tested that bike, but sadly I didn't brought my camera with me. Actually, I taste tested that bike. One thing I like about that bike is it's powerful, but it takes a while to pick up speed. This bike picks up speed faster than the Aerox, the Mio Aerox. That's a Thailand, that's an Asian spec only motor scooter. And I feel more comfortable in this bike than the Aerox too. Simply because the fairings is not in the way, on my knees. People are staring at me right now. I'm wearing a full motorcycle gear in a bike that is more affordable than my riding gear. This bike is just stupid fun. Other than some of its niggles, this bike is way worth the 37,000 peso mark. It's so much fun. You cannot argue its price level. 32 to 37,000 pesos. That's smarter than some smartphones you can get at the store right now. I just love this bike. Oh my gosh, I had more fun with this bike than some big bikes that I've ridden on my whole time riding motorcycles. Man, I need a buffet test on this bike. really bad. I really need to test this bike. I want to test this in Marilake. I want to test this in EDSA. A daily commute. I want to ride this bike because I'm already blown away during the taste test. But what more if I do a buffet test on this? Oh my gosh. Yeah, suspension is kind of stiff. It bottoms out a little bit. You can stand up on this bike too. Yep. But that lack of engine braking will really catch you off guard on that. You always need to brake check this bike. You really have to depend your brakes to engine brake or to slow down. Engine braking in this bike is non-existent. So you gotta slow down using your brakes at all times. It has front and rear drum brakes. And I think it has a 15-inch wheels. Yeah, those metal surface right there can get really hairy once it gets wet. So easy to ride, my gosh. I don't know why people are not riding bikes like these more. Oh, we're almost here at the TVS. Okay. And now I'm back to the barangay hall here in San Juan. I forgot the name again. Beautiful, beautiful bike. Very, very nice. Because they're having a riding clinic, a free riding clinic to the barangays, and they just tour around Metro Manila to introduce them the TVS brand, and at the same time to introduce them into motorcycles. And this bike is perfect for it. They have the TVS XL100 like this one, and they show the premium, not the heavy duty one, which is amazing. And of course, the TVS DAS 110cc scooter. But the good thing about this bike, it's very predictable. If you know that you're about to slip, it will tell you before it happens. So low speed maneuverability. Oops. You gotta have your momentum going. Very, very easy. I won't be able to do that in my hulking V-Strom. So nice. I just love its sensitivity, its analogness. It's still an air-cooled thumper, but this one has a battery now. Unlike the heavy duty doesn't have a battery, which is awesome. Very excellent low-speed bike. And the switchgear is pretty basic. It turns off. It's not a daytime running headlight, but the LED is always on once you're running in it. So that's good. At least this one has a LED, other than my bike over there. No performance test because it's a very predictable bike. Yep, squeaky. See, you can see the brakes. And I think it's a synchronized braking. So no matter which pedal you use, which lever you use, it brakes at the same time. So that's pretty good. That's very safe, because most of the crashes occur on lower speeds. I can't get enough of this bike. I want to take it home. I think it's over. I think I'm done. Let me just, park it. I simply love this bike. Oh my gosh. So there's a kill switch. You have to use your ignition key. The kickstand is pretty easy to locate and very snappy engagement. And it has a center stand. So this is very good. It almost weighs nothing. You can use a center stand by using one side of your body. And there you go. So this is the XL100 Premium, or if you're in India, the iTouch edition. So, tidbits. This bike has a detachable seat right here. I think there's a lock for that. On some markets, this seat is one piece. And then of course you got some foot pegs for your pillion. And there you go. That's how you remove the seats. This is how they in the Philippines. This is how they bespoke their bikes. They put their mineral water right here, here, two of them here, two of them here, and one here. Or they put a Lala Move box, a delivery box right here, and they set it up like that. There are some Chinese restaurants here in the Philippines, in Manila, that are currently using a TVS XL100 as part of their fleet. So this is a nice one-piece seat. And this is also where you can put your Givi luggage. I was hoping that they could put another metal rack right here, so I won't sacrifice some passenger space, but that's their decision. There you go. You have to push it in and then drop it. And of course, Kickstarter. So you got a electric start, you got a Kickstarter. Compared to the heavy duty version, this one has a battery. The heavy duty doesn't have it because it doesn't have an electric start. It's just a dependent Kickstarter. The front and rear brakes, it's synchronized. So if you use either of the brakes, both brakes will work. It doesn't have anti-lock brakes, of course. It's a basic bike. Front and rear drum brakes. This tire is more for fuel economy than grip. So it can get really touchy, especially in surfaces like this or some metal surfaces. Some situations I can feel a little shimmy while riding there. Standard switch gear. Instead of you pressing it, you have to put it in the center. Like that. You don't press it like that. And this is where the side mirror is supposed to be at. I think you got a little cubby hole right here. Since there's a key, might as well check it out. Yep, that's where your battery is at and some of your paperworks. And this is the 4-liter gasoline tank that will take you 60 to 80 kilometers per liter. That's pretty amazing from a 4-liter tank. And there's the shielded chain. This is a chain drive, by the way. It's not a CVT, it's not a shaft, it's not a belt. It's a chain drive, but it's sealed like those old school Honda Cub series. So it shields it from the harshness of a developing country road. 2 shocks at the back, nice simple forks. People who wear ponchos won't get caught by their chain. There you go, one of my favorite motorcycles. 2 thumbs stupid way up. This is cheaper than your smartphone. So this will not be your excuse not to ride. This will be your excuse now. Oh, of course, there's a choke button. Follow Lapid Vlogs on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. And I'll see you guys later. Peace out.